167 different sacred water sources. And their waters have been mingled because when waters of different sources mingle, they do not separate from each other. One does not stand higher or lower than the other. They come together as one being, one essence. And so this water represents the beauty of all humanity, of all living beings, of this great Mother Earth who gives us water and life. And so, since our bodies are made of water, this earth is made of water, this struggle for water is a struggle for the very nature of our being and existence. So I offer this water humbly as a sense of strength and courage that the waters may fill us and guide us in our struggle. May peace prevail at Standing Rock. May peace prevail on earth.
I am so very blessed to be here and to stand with my precious indigenous brothers and sisters here at Standing Rock. I salute Brother Chief. Salute Brother Johnny. A small part of the great legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and Fannie Lou Hamer. Philip Barrett, Dorothy Day, Rabbi Abraham, Joshua Heschel, and Gandhi. Those are all of the great freedom fighters who began on a spiritual note and understood the centrality of prayer as a form of remembrance. We stand on sacred land. We stand on sacred bodies under this land. Sitting Bull is just one among many. Prayer is a form of reverence, something greater than just money, profit, status, revenue, and ratings, namely human life. That's what Mini Riconi is all about. And water is life. And we stand as prayer as a form of resistance. I call it revolutionary love. Because we all are here, different colors, different genders, different cultures, different sexual orientations, different nations, because we have a profound love of our priceless indigenous brothers and sisters, and because justice is what love looks like in public, we want to be on the love train and the justice train with them as they struggle against these corporate foes. And I call them foes, not enemies, because they're human beings too. They're just too greedy. They're just too short-sighted. They're just too narrow in their spirits and cannot embrace the land and the people and the air, and in the end they could destroy the very planet itself. So what a blessing to be here, and let us never forget the empowerment that we have received. This is a life-transforming event. This is a historical uprising that goes back 520-some years when World War I began against our indigenous brothers and sisters, and it is still going on this very moment. And the measure of American civilization, of the United States, is always going to be, how are they treating the least of these, the most vulnerable? And that begins with our indigenous brothers and sisters. Oh, yeah. Don't let anybody tell you that the original sin of the United States was the enslavement of black people. That was the second one. The first one was the mistreatment and the dispossession of land and bodies and murder and mayhem of indigenous brothers and sisters. And that's what brings us together, our commitment to unarmed truth. And the condition of truth is always to allow suffering to speak, and our commitment to unconditional love. And that love is always connected to a hatred of injustice.
Good morning. What a beautiful morning of solidarity with everything in the universe, including our human brothers and sisters who are native to this land. My name is Moji Aga. I am a Muslim from Iran. Thank you. And I have been traveling around the country in the past 3.5 years, creating circles of nonviolence and community collaboratives. One of the projects is called the Abraham's Peace Tent. Right now, my Muslim brothers and sisters profoundly understand what my native brothers and sisters have experienced in the past 300, 600 almost years ago at the hand of the black snake. I come from a country whose democratically elected leader, Dr. Mohammad Mossadegh, the Gandhi of Iran, was overthrown in 1953 by the CIA at the behest of an oil company. So I'm here to condemn the excesses of the military-industrial complex, as General Eisenhower warned after his administration had overthrown the Gandhi of Iran. And this is a historic moment, and I thought that maybe I should do a little Sufi chant for healing. Please join with me. I'll make it very short. The word Ya means O, Shafi means healer, and the word Hu is the name of the creator in breath. So it goes Ya Shafi Ya Hu. 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 And I make this short because there are a lot of very precious people here, and this prayer for healing is the healing of the ones who have been bitten by the black snake, as well as the black snake itself, as well as the people who trust the black snake as their golden calf savior. Blessings to you. Thank you.
All my relatives. We just arrived from Sichango Nation, the Rosebud Sioux tribe, with our veterans and our warriors. And to be able to come here in a good way and pray. You know, we need our warriors. They've been out in those forefront, out in the battlefields, and experienced a lot. But today we come in a good way. We come with prayer, and we show ourselves in a good way. And so I'm really honored and proud of all the veterans that are gathering at this site. And we're going to do everything that we can to help our people. And we will overcome what is before us through the might of all of you that are here today. We're going to make a difference in this country and in this world. But we need to acknowledge these warriors, especially the staff carriers, the flag carriers, and all the warriors that come before us. We want to honor them, respect them, show them, thank them for all they have done for us. And they're going to continue to do that for us. And so I'm proud to come in with our warriors from Sichango country, the Rosebud Sioux tribe. Wopila Tonka, thank you. Oh, welcome.
Namaste. Thank you, all the warriors, all the peace. We are all gathered here for a purpose. My name is Aruna Seth. I'm originally from India. My husband, Vinod Seth. We've been living in the United States for more than 45 years. And we will share some prayers, the ancient prayers from India. We are Indians and here with our brothers and sisters, Indians in America. So we bring you the greetings from Gandhi's land. When Gandhi led the movement in India, I was not born at that time. When Martin Luther King Jr. led the movement of civil rights, I was not here. But we are here. And as brothers and sisters, from one to another, we'll do whatever we can to make sure that we don't repeat what happened at that time, and we are all created equal. And justice for human rights, social justice, economic justice, and respect. That is the most important thing we have.
Thank you very much. These prayers have been done in Bismarck, Mandan, where we have lived for a while. We have done it at the state legislature as well as among 5,000 people at the Civic Center after 9/11. So we are members of the Unitarian Fellowship in Bismarck, Mandan, and here we are with Carol Van Passen. Go ahead, Arna.
Bhargo devasya dhimahi diyo yona prachodaya.
The translation goes like this. We meditate on the glory of the Creator who has created the universe, who is worthy of worship, who is the embodiment of knowledge and light, who is the remover of sin and ignorance. May He open our hearts and enlighten our intellect. This is the Gayatri month, a very ancient Sanskrit prayer. The next prayer is the Shanti Path, prayer for peace. Om Jyo Shanti Antarikshadhan Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apa Shanti Oshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishwe Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Sama Shanti Edi Om Shanti 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 Om. This prayer reminded me once I moved to North Dakota of the indigenous traditions locally. So the translation goes like this. May sky bring peace. May outer space bring peace. May earth bring peace. May water bring peace. May medicine bring peace. May plants bring peace. May gods bring peace. May Creator bring peace. May everyone bring peace. May Mother bring peace. May fire bring peace. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And continuing with our interfaith gathering, please.
My name is Rabbi Julia Vaughn. My tribal name is Saramasha Etzalon, which roughly translates as strength drawn from living oak. I'm from the Oak clan of the tribe of Yehuda. And I'm here with my colleague, Rain Zohav, from the Shalom Center. And also, I am representing my own lineage. I'm one of a few of the lineage holders of the indigenous line of the Hebrew people, going back at least to the times of King David. Can't really document more than that. And we have with us here a rabbinic statement in solidarity of the Lakota Nation and not in solidarity of the pipeline, signed by, at this point, over 400 rabbis and other Jewish clergy, a number which will grow. And we're here offering this alliance as rabbis, as clergy, as a Jewish people, right, for justice here. And while we're still getting our whole people together on this one, I'm saying we are also going to bring justice to Israel. We will bring justice to Palestine. We will stand for justice anywhere in the world and with any people in the world in any earthly part of the world that needs justice until there is justice all over this world. And I also am here as a lineage holder of the indigenous Hebrew line, offering an alliance that has already been made to some of the elders here, but so that it can be publicly heard. To headmen and chiefs, women of all red nations of the mother's creators, all tribal leaders from the indigenous line of the House of Israel. In answer to the call for solidarity by the Standing Rock Lakota Nation, it is heard that we shall now stand together with all nations of the universes of the world, and that this call for a unity of prayer and of direct prayerful action that they started at the Standing Rock Lakota Nation is now extended to all tribes and other countries. Therefore, in answer to this call, the indigenous line of the House of Israel offers a full and truthful alliance with the Standing Rock Lakota Nation and with the tribes of North America in fulfillment of the sacred trust between our peoples first established 500 years ago in the lands now known as New Mexico, and which has been renewed in every generation of the Hebrew and Jewish peoples across the lands of North America from then until now. The indigenous line of the House of Israel will honor this alliance with the tribes of North America with the prayerful and earthly means available to our house. This alliance is given freely, without agenda, with trust and humility, and with gratitude for the aid given to us by our relatives over our 500-year story together. It is an honor to stand with our relatives as they make their call and their invitation for the tribes and nations and countries of this earth to join them in the prayerful transformation of the hearts of humanity and the cleansing of Mother Earth. All members of the House of Israel are invited and encouraged to actively honor this alliance. This declaration of spirit was made and is made at Standing Rock on December 1st, 2016, which is the 2nd of Kislev, 5777 in the Hebrew calendar. And we would like to offer a prayer. I'm going to let my colleague make a prayer, which you mostly understand in English, and then I'm going to call in the ancient line of Israel a prayer. Then everybody can center your hearts in your own prayer with this, which basically says, "Hear, Creator, our prayer. Hear, Creator, come today and hear our prayer. Hear, Creator, make our prayer and answer our call."
It's an honor to be here. I was told by Rabbi Yoni Gottlieb I needed to bring also an offering, not just a prayer. She's been here, she's always here in spirit. Makor Ma'im Chaim, source of living waters, may you, our water protectors, be safe. May our waterways be safe. May the earth and all who live on it be safe. Okay. Brucha at Shekhinah, Makor HaChaim. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, the feminine indwelling presence of God, source of life. Be blessed and protect. Amen.
Amen. Oh.
Okay, so center your prayer, everybody. Find your space of compassion. Center your prayer. Anadonai Hoshiana Anadonai Aslichana Anadonai Hoshiana Anadonai Anenu Meyom Kohenu. Amen.
Mino Gesep. Say it. Mino Gesep.
Mino Gesep.
Two women from the north saying good morning. So good morning. Mino Gesep. My name is Nubi Equate, second water woman. My English name is great-grandmother, Mary Lyons. I'm very fortunate to sit in many healing circles, and I'm honored to have been blessed to walk this earth as long as I have. I'm one of the 4 international grandmothers that sit on the Women of All Variety Circle. I'm also one of the global indigenous grandmothers of the Sacred We, that we've been traveling all over the globe and pretty much seeing and doing what's happening here, but only in smaller groups. This is my second or my third time here. I don't remember. It's unfortunate. I'm getting old. One of the things I can tell, I got one of the grandchildren, because they bundled me up so warm, I'm just sitting here sweating. Not only sweating, I was admiring Arvo's little canes on his boats. So with this old indigenous grandmother here, this old Ojibwe from the north, we bring from the elder circle humor, because we see what disparity is doing. So if we can't help bring balance, then we have the saying, if you feed the beast, you become the beast. So you harbor your anger, and one of these lessons, one of the grandmothers said, from Maori, way up in the mountains, Rose. Those are, I sit with 2 Maori grandmothers on the International Global Indigenous Council of the Sacred We. She speaks of joy, peace, love, but mainly truth. And their prophecies, as well as within our Ojibwe, the birthmark prophecies, The time is now, because at least as elders can look into the sea of people, and what is so honoring is we see the young people. It enriches our spirit, because we have this beginning here of what we practice and what we teach, is that we're spirits. We had this agreement was created before we came down here. And so when we came down and we entered this beautiful pool of water in the womb of our mothers, it took those 9 months to build this beautiful blanket of a body around us. This body, just caretaking who the real persons there really are, is our spirit. And everybody that I seem to talk to or have came in, or international, globally, whoever came in this stuff, it's amazing. This is sacred ground you're on. When you enter here, it seems like you take that blanket of a body off and spirit soar. You can feel Mother Earth. You can feel Father Sky. We always have this saying, you know, each morning we breathe in Mother Earth's breath. We exhale our ancestors. Our memory recall here, why we'll always be, is because in this blanket of a body, this plant that we need water for, carries a library, a DNA of our ancestors that entered this world. So we wanted to bring you these messages from the Elder Circle globally, because this conversation is the same. One of the younger kids said to us, I think we were in the Netherlands or something during the water ceremony and this stuff, and when we heard the breaking news of Standing Rock, my son was in the papers when that dog was attacking, and he had a mask on and knew it was a squat. It was so scary. But this young kid spoke up, and she said, you know what, I think Standing Rock is now, she hasn't even been on the Netherlands. She said it's like Lord of the Rings when they went up and they took that torch on the mountain and lit it, and it went from one mountain to the next. She said, will you tell the people at Standing Rock, thank you for answering our call, because they too suffer with water issues. So it's amazing. It's so amazing, and I just can't tell you how fulfilled we are, and then when we go back, whatever it is, it's such a spiritual awakening. So just know that when you are taunted with anger, if you walk into that anger, you're going to walk into the beast. If you take that anger and walk away, that's Creator giving you energy that you needed. Because you know when somebody makes you mad, your spine sticks up, you just want to fight. Take that energy they gifted you and walk and do it to the best way. And say prayers for that pitiful person. So that's what I want to say. I'm just a solo Ojibwe woman from the north. That's I am. And my very good friend here that we share since many spaces, which I want to share some time with him. So, Jamie Gretchen, I want to say to all of you out there, it's not a handshake, it's a smile, because a smile is medicine. And the energy that is coming from this sacred place is the beginning ripple effect that has created an arm embrace throughout Mother Earth. Jamie Gretchen.
Hey, stand with me, Auntie. Auntie Mary, thank you so much for the good words and the power and the energy that you bring with you from the north. My name is Louis Cardinal. I'm the chair of the task force, the Indigenous Peoples Task Force for the Parliament of World Religions. And I bring to you greetings from the trustees and all the people who speak together with one heart. The Parliament sends to you all its prayers and stands with you in solidarity. I also bring greetings from the northern nations of the Wood, and they send their prayers and their blessings as well. To all the Buffalo nations that are here, to all the people of the drum, we stand with you. We stand with the Standing Rock. We bring our prayers, because that is all that we can give. That is real, that is strength, that will strengthen us all, that brings to the future a message to our great-grandchildren that we stood here together on this day, at this time, brothers and sisters, all of us, standing with our mother. And I bring to you humbleness and memories from our ancestors who speak through us all. What we do today will resonate throughout the future. So pick carefully what it is that you do, and pick carefully what you carry in your heart into the future. Aiha, nanasku.
Thank you for your invitation. I come as a white man with all the power and privilege that a white man can have. I come from Seattle, from white congregations with Filipino folks, first, second, and third generations. Magandang umaga. Magandang umaga. Good morning, church. Magandang umaga. Good morning, church. I come as a representative of the United Methodist tradition, not representing all of them, but representing some. I come out of courage from some of my sisters and brothers who came out of the last call. I come for peace, for love, to be a witness, to breathe in the violence from all sides, but especially from those who bear violence on my brothers and sisters for this land. To breathe in the violence, and as Jesus did, to breathe out forgiveness, reconciliation, and wholeness for all of us, for all the world. I would ask if we could just for a moment offer a word of prayer in my tradition as I hope to honor you. God, who we meet in Christ, thank you for your peace, your Prince of Peace, who came to us in the watery womb of Mary, baptized at the right time in the waters of Jordan, to unite us with you and with the water, and with the waters of all chaos that you breathed creation out of. We pray your peace on us all, on our brothers and sisters who have been broken on the other side of the barrier, for all the fear that they hold in their hearts and in their souls, that they might know your love, your light, and your peace, and that we might be representatives of it. We pray all in the name of the one who has brought us to you, the Prince of Peace. Amen. Salamat po.
Good morning, my relatives, my friends, my elders. My name is Adam Weiss. I have come from what is traditional Nuetra territory, now Bismarck, North Dakota, with the Society of Friends, the Quakers. And the Quakers, we don't have prayers, liturgies, or even hymns. We sit in silence and wait. And a lot of times we don't even know what we're waiting for. But you take a few moments with me. We've gathered here as a group, and now let's gather our minds that they're not buzzing around like the drones in the helicopter, and gather our hearts. So friends, let us gather. Sometimes during our silent worship, we may feel inspired to speak. And as I said, I came from Bismarck. And a great deal of the people in Bismarck don't truly understand what is happening here at Ochedi Shakawing. And I wish they would come with me when I come here. And I will continue work in Bismarck to try to make the people that live there understand the importance of this struggle and of this gathering. Quakers come from the Christian tradition, and so I'm reminded of the constant stories in the Gospels about how to live with your neighbor and who your neighbor is. And we've been poor neighbors for a very long time. And I hope that changes very soon. So thank you, my friends.
My relatives, I come humbly representing two spiritual traditions. My Lakota family tradition, spiritual tradition, and my Buddhist spiritual tradition. It's so amazing, a miracle that we are all gathered here, interfaith communities. Imagine if we had done this 500 years ago. We would be a whole lot more advanced. We would be in high school by now. Instead, we're still struggling in kindergarten about getting along and about respecting one another and recognizing that we are all, in fact, spiritual beings and brothers and sisters. That's why we say Mitaku and Oyasa so often, to remind ourselves of that. But anyway, 500 years later, we're here, interfaith community. And since there was not an official Buddhist representative, I thought humbly I would speak on behalf of my teacher, Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh. So in his name, I would offer Namo Buddha, Namo Bongsa, Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật, Namo Bongsa, Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật, Namo Bongsa, Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Homage to the Awakened One, the one who has transformed illusions of this earth plane of duality to be one that is self-awakened. And some of you may have heard that language as people who were sent, young people who were sent to countries like Vietnam. You heard some of that indigenous language, and you met some of the indigenous people in Vietnam and other places like Korea, in Laos and Cambodia. And sadly, some of you may have had to kill them because of orders you had to follow. And those are also my relatives that were killed. Over 4 million in Vietnam alone, innocent civilians. So we see this pattern happening over and over again. And now in Palestine, another ethnic cleansing, another forced relocation, now Libya and Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan. era. And part of our decolonization, I'm learning about these orientations are so helpful in our transforming our decolonized mindset in how we think and how we've been conditioned to believe. So part of decolonizing our own mind is by recognizing the injustices that we've been made to do, whether it be put on a uniform and carry guns and shoot civilians. I have 3 older brothers Lakota brothers that went to Vietnam. And my father was in World War II. So part of our healing and transformation is realizing what we have been party to, and to no longer commit that, no longer colonize ourselves by believing in falsehoods. And that's part of what this camp is so beautiful. It wakes us up to realize there are so many truths that we've overlooked. Truths about each other, truths about our relationship to Mother Earth. And we believed a lot of falsehoods. We've been told us and them, the enemy. We've given them names even like kooks or sand niggers and things like that to dehumanize people in order to justify invasions for resource extraction and land grab, which is happening in the Middle East. Sadly, the whole policy of invasion and occupation has now been transported to the Middle East, to our relatives there. So what can we do for that healing and transformation? And as our teachers in Buddhist traditions, is a big part of it is awakening to the truth and to accept that, to no longer believe in falsehoods and avidya, ignorance and delusion, but free our minds so we can understand vidya, real truth, and correct knowledge. So things like the Gulf of Tonkin incident can be exposed, so we don't have to send hundreds of thousands of young people to Vietnam. Things like weapons of mass destruction can be exposed, so we don't have to send millions of people to the Middle East. Things like the lie of 9/11 need to be exposed for what it is, so that we don't have to continually fund these illegal and fraudulent wars, so that we can come together as truly peace and prayerful people. And as our other teacher, Martin Luther King, has often reminded us, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So that's why we've all gathered here, because we've heard the call to address the injustice happening at Standing Rock with the Miniwi-Choni and other places where there's environmental destruction and rape of our Mother Earth. So we need to do the same on all fronts. Stand up in solidarity against these injustices. Because we know from Martin Luther King, he said the United States is the greatest purveyor of violence. So, and it has not stopped since his assassination. So let us honor his legacy by speaking the truth that will really stop these illegal wars, fraudulent wars based on greed, oil, land grabs, uranium resources, etc. So these things you know already, relatives. There's nothing new I'm sharing here. But I felt I needed to be a voice for the Buddhist community in that sense, to free our minds from illusions, and that we can really then come together. Avalokiteshvara Namaya. Takuye Ayas.
Oh, Picha Koda, Hani Chara Happing. You know, I'm going to do what you're wearing, Shinabi, and Indian Dow. I want to see you do there. You go up more on your house. Oh, in this language that pretty much dominates our life today, no matter what tribe or nation we come from, this foreign language pretty much dominates the way we live and the way we think today. It's a result of the colonial education system has brainwashed us, intimidated us, and forced us to think in a different manner. And those of you who are here and not of one of the indigenous nations, it is good for you to be here. Like the brother said, before me, you should have came 500 years ago. But we take the opportunity to share with you some thoughts and feelings from the earth, from the water, from our sacred ways. We've always done that, even before you arrived. My colonial name is Eddie Benton Benet. I'm of the Ojibwe Nation. I'm a full-blood Ojibwe Anishinaabe. Currently, I'm with Shinwak University in Ontario. I hold a doctorate in philosophy and literature. But being in education for 35 years, I know a little bit about education. I'd advise everybody who's here to read a book called Lies My Teacher Told Me, and get into what the education system has done to you, has done to all of us. You know, when the people arrived here from across the ocean, the arrival of the light-skinned race was predicted by 300 years. When you got here, the ships were filthy, and there was sickness everywhere. And the elders and the medicine people that prepared medicine and food for those on those ships, and they fed them because they were starving. They were dying of diarrhea. We gave them the food to heal them. And after 4 days, they were allowed to come to shore. And they were welcomed. That's not written in your history books. History is about his story. It's not about our story. That's a truth that you should all learn. You should all accept and know today. Well, before I go any further,